Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to this video. I don't know if you see it or not, but I'm actually sitting a bit different and my camera is more turned to this side of the room. I don't know if it makes a difference. And yes, before you comment on it, there is a wine bottle at the corner of my room. And it's been standing there for years. So for this video, I am going to be doing my part 2 of my September book haul. I bought way too many books in September, like way too many. It was my birthday in August and I just went a bit crazy in September, but I know now with everything that I will not be able to go that crazy again for a long time. So I definitely just took advantage of that month. So I have a lot of books to show you guys and I just want to jump right into it, but before I do, I just want to mention that it's not all of the books that I can say that much about. Well, first of all, there's so many, and if I say something about each book, it will take forever, and also just because some of them I still don't know really what's about. Like, sometimes the thing is, when I buy books, sometimes I read about it, it sounds interesting, sometimes it's a cover buy, or I just trust a YouTuber that has been talking about it and I go out and get it. So, but let's jump right into the books, but just don't be disappointed if I just like mention really quickly, oh, this one, and then put it down, because there are so many books that I will not be able to talk about each of them. So, the first one that I got, or these are just in a random order because, yeah, they just are. But the first one that I got is To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han. And I've just been wanting this book for such a long time. I'm pretty sure it's a YA contemporary. I'm not like 100% sure. I don't know anything about this book, but I've just, like, the ratings were good, so I thought I would give it a try. Then I also got Everything Everything by Nicola Yon, and I'm pretty sure, well, I actually did read the back, so I know this is true. We follow a character, a girl, and she's allergic to the world, and she has not left her house in 17 years. That's kind of interesting, and it just got my attention, and I've just heard so many things about this book in general, so yeah. Then I got My Life Next Door by Huntley Fitzpatrick. Once again, I'm a sucker for YA contemporary books, so I just jump right to them, and if they're cheap, and I just buy them. There's one thing I'd like to say, like, all of the books that I get are normally used. There's very few of them are actually like new copies, so they're so cheap. So don't think I'm like a spoiled brat or anything. I do have a job and stuff like that, but most of them are used, which makes them like so cheap. Like, you have no idea how like cheap I get them for. So that's why I am able to buy sometimes more books. If I only were to buy expensive books, yeah, I'd probably just buy like 2 a month or something. The next one I got is Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. I was really happy that this was a hardcover, but I got so sad when I got it in the mail because it was totally ruined here. You know, used books. What can you do? So I just had to put some tape on, which is kind of sad, but whatever. And then I also got another book that is called Big Curl Panties by Stephanie Ivanovich blah, or something. I have never heard about this on YouTube before, and I actually cannot remember what it is about, but I know it has been on my TBR for a long time and I just wanted to read it. Then I also got Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell, and we all know Eleanor and Park, don't we? I'm pretty sure this is like a pretty cute love story, but that's like still all I know. Then I got Something Barred by Emily Giffen. So this, funny story, this was my very first book that I added to my TBR list on Goodreads. And now I finally own it, so yeah. Then I got Finding Audrey by Sophie Kinsella, and I'm pretty sure Audrey has some sort of mental illness. She definitely deals with something that doesn't really, like, she can't even take her dark glasses off inside the house. She doesn't leave the house or anything, but then obviously a boy come, something happens, but I'm definitely excited to read it. Then I got Speak by Laurie Hazel Anderson, and this probably has the worst cover I've ever seen in the entire world, but I think the plot sounds really interesting. I'm pretty sure we follow a character that first, like, some way she has been abused or raped, I'm not quite sure, and she's afraid to speak out of it. I think it has something to do with that, but it sounded really interesting, so yeah. Then I got Second Chance Summer by Morgan Matson, and we have probably also seen this everywhere on YouTube before. I'm not quite sure what this is about, but I've just heard that this is a sad, sad book. That's all I need to hear. Then I got I'll Give You the Sun by Jane Nelson, and I don't think the pages are supposed to be yellow, or I'm not quite sure actually. It's just I saw a copy of the exact same edition, but the like pages were like colored yellow, so I don't know. But the only thing I know about this book is that we follow two twins, and they have like always like been really close, but then a tragedy happens and now they barely even talk. So that sounds interesting. And then I got My Heart and Other Black Holes by Jasmine Wargo. Then I went to this like used bookstore we have here in my town, and I saw this book. And it's not like a book that I've been wanting to get, but I've heard some good things about it, so I decided, because it was so cheap, it was like $2 or something, I need to get it. And that is called We, The Drowning by Carsten Jensen. This is a Danish book. And it's freaking intimidating because it's so huge. But people have told me that it's really good, so I wanted to give it a go. The first one is After Auschwitz by Eva Schloss. So Schloss, my German sounds weird. This is the story of Anne Frank's stepsister under World War II. If you know me, you know North Korea, World War II. That's what I find interesting to read about when it comes to nonfiction, so I got this one. Then I also got Justice for the Dead: Forensic Pathology in the Hot Zone by Malcolm Dudd and Beverly Knight. I don't know why I got this. Seriously, Working Stiff by Judy Melanig and TJ Mitchell is one of my favorite books, and this apparently is something like that as well. I think so, I hope so, because that's kind of like why I got it, because it sounded like the same and the ratings were good, so I thought maybe this will be good as well. The next book that I got is Transgender History by Susan Stryker. I don't know why I wanted a book about transgender, but it seems interesting, and it says transgender history, which makes it even more interesting because I would like to hear like how the opinions about being a transgender were like years ago, because I think that would be quite interesting. Then I also got, like, now I mainly showed you like the contemporary books, but there's also a few of them, but now it's more like we're getting over to the fantasy, the thriller, and then I also have some classics. The first one is You by Carolyn Kepnes, and I'm pretty sure I've not showed you this before. I'm kind of getting a bit unsure now when I think about it, but the only thing I know about this book is that we follow a girl that is getting stalked by someone, and I've heard it's quite creepy, but I think it sounds like something I would love, and especially here like in the dark times, so I think it will be good. Then I also got this one, and I cannot pronounce this, so I'll just say the other thing, called The Loners. This was mainly a cover buy because I like that it looks like kind of chaotic, and then we have these two people standing here. I don't know if you can see them from this angle. There's two people standing here, and I'm not quite sure what this is about because it just sounds really weird. Apparently there's a lot of these people stuck at a high school, and they fight to stay alive or something. It sounds like a weird plot, something I've never seen before, so this is the first book in a series. It sounds quite interesting that it's a series, so I hopefully I will like it so I can continue with it. Then I got The Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson. So this is such a floppy version. The Beauty of Darkness, I'm pretty sure it's called, recently came out, and people have been talking about this series like so positively, and I was kind of like, you know what, I really need to give it a go. So I got the first book in the series, which is Kiss of Deception. And then I got Baby Doll by Holly Overton. I've heard this book was really like, it was kind of interesting and special. I know Sasha Ellsberg and Reagan, they were talking about it, and this was like the book they had to read for their book club. And it's about this woman and her daughter, I think, that is being captive, and now they finally have like a chance to escape, and that's what they do. If that's not what it's about, I'm super sorry, but that's what I've heard, and I kind of want to go into this book not really knowing anything. Then I got This Savage Song by V.E. Schwab, and this was just a book where I just trusted the YouTuber that I have watched because they say this book is really, really good, and I don't know what it's about. Like, I don't know anything about this book. I have not even read the back. I just trust some of my favorite YouTubers. So, but I do hope I will like it though. Then I got The Dark Days Club by Alison Goodman. Once again, it's just one of those books that I've heard were amazing, so I wanted to try it and see if I like them. Then I got Room by Emma Donegal, because it's kind of the same. I'm not quite sure if it was Sasha and Reagan that also mentioned this, I think. But, like, seriously, just the back, it's so simple, but it just captures you. It's like, Jack is 5. He lives in a single log room with his mom. Like, once again, it's one of those books where we follow some characters that are, like, locked. Being kidnapped, being, like, captured away from the world. And it's quite interesting to read about, actually. So, yeah. Then I got Naomi's Room by Jonathan Ackliff, and I've already mentioned this before. This is a horror story, and that's all I know, and it was mainly a cover buy, so yeah. Then I got Tales of the Peculiar by Ransom Riggs, and oh my freaking god, like, I just want to show you a bit, like, how it looks inside, because it's freaking gorgeous. Like, can we just take a moment to look at how beautiful this is? That's so gorgeous. And this is such a gorgeous cover. Now I also got some classics, and lately I have been collecting a lot of classics, not even knowing if I enjoy reading classics because I still have not read a classic, but I don't know, they just get to me, I guess. The first one that I got is Emily of New Moon by L.M. Montgomery, and this is just a really small, cute edition. I did not expect it to be this small, but it's cute, so yeah. Then I got these two cute children's edition of Anne of Green Gables and The Secret Garden, and these are just like children's edition, I think, with like illustrations. When I ordered these, I did not know they were like this small though, but it's fine. They're cute, so it's cool. Then I got Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie. This is like the Collins classic. I personally really like the cover. I think it's super adorable. And then I got Heidi, and this is like the Oxford Children's Classic. And I've just heard some really positive things about Heidi, so I wanted to pick it up. Then I got 3 of the, what are the called, Wordsworth editions. And the first one that I got is Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. And I got Oliver Twist by Charles Dickens. And I got The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald, so I'm excited to read them. Then I got 2 Puffin and Bloom editions. These are so gorgeous. The first one that I got is A Little Princess by Frances Hodgson Burnett. This edition is so cute. And then I got Anne of Green Gables by L.M. Montgomery. Then I got Girl Interrupted by Susanna Kaysen, and I just heard that this was good from one of my friends here on YouTube, so I wanted to pick it up and see if I liked it, obviously. Then I got The Hiding Place by John Burley, and this was also a recommendation from one of my friends here on YouTube. And I am so excited to read this, and I think this is going to be my next read, so yes. Then I got A Beautiful Disaster by Jamie McQuire. I have tried to read this before, but it didn't work, so now I'm trying again. Then I got The Ocean at the End of the Lane. There we go, by Neil Gaiman. I've been so unsure about this book for such a long time, but people have just been talking about it like this is like gifts, like God's gift, so I wanted to give it a try. Then I got Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson, because why not get one more Morgan Matson book when you can. Then I also got 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher. So the only thing I know about this book is there's like, this is a book that contains 13 reasons why she committed suicide. That's all I know. Then A Torched Against the Night recently came out, and people have been talking about it like it was the best thing in the world. And I have still not read the first book, so I got the first book, which is An Ember in the Ashes. Then I got More Happy Than Not by Adam Silvery, and I'm so excited for this cover. It looks super gorgeous, so I can't wait to read it. Then I got Girl in Pieces by Caitlin Glasgow, and this is the only thing I know about this is that it definitely have to do with self-harm, and that's all I know. I'm so excited because I got this in a bookstore here in Denmark because I could not buy it on Amazon yet, and which I was really surprised about, but I am so happy that I got it. Then I got Burn for Burn, which I have also been wanting to read for such a long time, so I am happy that I finally picked it up. And then I got this baby right here, which is A Little Life. This is like freaking huge. This is so intimidating, but I've heard so many good things, so I really wanted to pick it up, but it's freaking huge. And like, oh my god, but yeah. Then I got Ear of Fire, and for the final book of this book haul, I got Furthermore. And this is a middle grade book, and I am so excited to read this because it's been all over booktube lately. So those are all of the books I got in the month of September. I went crazy. Don't tell me, please, because I know it's horrible. Like, my parents kind of got mad at me because I used way too much money on books, and I kind of also thought in the end, okay, Sophie, you need to stop. But I still hope you guys like the books, and I'm sorry that I didn't talk like that much about them because there's just so many that it will take like ages to do it. I'll see you guys soon. Bye!